When I learned how genetics worked in high school, that was a bummer. I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, The Rock's bald, and he's jacked, and, just like him, I just gotta work out and get jacked. 25 years into it, I've learned a couple lessons, like baseball hats are awesome. My wife and I have an 18-month-old little girl. Her name is Georgiana. It is wild that even though she is so young, we can already see so much of Becky in her. She's smart, she's adorable, and as soon as we get in the car, she falls asleep. Like before we leave the garage. We waited longer than most of my friends to have kids, to the point where my mom was certain she was never having grandkids. When we surprised her to let her know she was going to be a grandma, her response was, "You want a dog?" That's how off her radar the idea of grandkids was. She's in full grandma mode now. Most of Georgie's toys my mom has bought for her. She recently bought her a dustpan and broom, and I'll be honest, I'm a little bit torn on this. On one hand, I want to raise a powerful, strong, independent woman who can do whatever she wants. On the other hand, she likes it, and I hate sweeping. Georgie, I love you. You can do anything you want right after you sweep the room. And the kitchen. Your mom's coming home. Chop, chop. I was raised in a religious family in the south side of Chicago. My mom wasn't super excited about the fact that the public school didn't teach about God, but we also didn't have enough money to afford private school, so I got door number 3. Homeschool. As people over here are familiar with it. If you're not familiar with Christian homeschool, let me paint you a picture. Lots of scripture reading, none of the schoolwork. I managed to graduate. Valedictorian, by the way. My parents were really big into getting me to play sports growing up, so I meet people, be active, stuff like that. When you start playing sports, there's always some part of you that's awkward. Maybe you can't throw, you run funny. I had a gigantic head. By the age of 12, the size of a full-grown man. This on something this tall. It was terrifying. But also being top-heavy isn't really a trait for sports. Thankfully, I found football. Our best offensive play was me just falling to the defense. Kind of looked like an anime run. Find me! The only hiccup that's actually true is that none of the helmets in the park district fit my head. So everybody had a red helmet, and I got a gigantic gray one that, oddly enough, had the high school logo on it, because it was from the high school! I actually had some of my favorite memories playing junior high football. Seeing how terrified the other team was amazing. Did you guys see how big that guy was? I think he's in high school. I saw him drive here. Money was tight growing up, so when we wanted to go see a movie theater or go see a movie, first of all, we'd always go to the Dollar Theater. Second of all, if you wanted snacks, you were sneaking them in.
Yes.
My parents were super serious about this. They treated it like reenacting Mission Impossible in real life. My mom somehow got a paper grocery bag filled to the brim with popcorn, got in unscathed. I don't know if it was Mary or Tom Cruise. The challenge is, as she's gotten older, she now applies the sneaking in food concept to just about everything. Her general answer to most questions you ask her these days is, "Can we sneak in sandwiches?" When money's tight, it'll make you frugal about weird things. I, for one, have a hard time throwing out shirts. I've got like 100 that don't fit me in our attic. Because I'm jacked like The Rock, My wife, on the other hand, has never met an expiration date she wouldn't challenge. Eating expired food is like her life calling. She yelled at me for throwing out spoiled dairy and then spent $300 on makeup. The worst is the home cooking, because she's actually a good chef. She cooks good meals, but it's playing Russian roulette with your stomach. I don't know if this is pesto or mold, but bon appetit. What's that, guys?